Hi guys, welcome back to your channel Technical Sahil. Today's video is the sixth video in this playlist, and in the previous video we have successfully installed WHMCS and we have ended up our video on this setup wizard, and I told you about some settings we require to do in order to maintain the smooth workflow of our WHMCS system. And some settings are important but optional, and most importantly you have a choice on those settings. Like, I am doing this setting this way, but you can change at your own preferred way. Means you can do it with your own preferred way. Some settings we also have an option to do it through this wizard, but most of the main settings we need to set after passing this wizard. So first, let's try to do the settings which we can do through this wizard. So click next. Here we need to enter our company name. Our company name is Host Trigger. And here we can choose a logo. We can choose logo from here. This is white logo, but yeah, no problem, we can change later if required. Here we can mention our support email, like hosttrigger.xyz, means your company support email through which the invoices and other notifications related to the customer details has been sent. Here you can enter your company address, like in my case I am entering 123 house number. I have entered this random address, but make sure you enter your actual company address here, because it will print it on an invoice. And here you can select your default country. Mine is India, and default language, which is English. So click next. We will enable PayPal but later, and we will actually it's an offline payment gateway, mail-in payment. So we will enable, as I discussed, three payment gateways: PayPal, debit, credit card, which is powered by Stripe, and cryptocurrency. We'll see all these things later, payment gateway side. For now we can pass this window. Yes, we want to enable domains, but not this way. It is asking us to enable domains, but the TLDs, it is asking for manually entry. But instead of that, we are gonna use one module, as I discussed in the introduction video, that we are gonna use Reseller Club. So Reseller Club has an automation module. When we connect the API to that module, so it will automatically sync all the domain extensions with the margin we add, and it will automatically add the pricing as well. So right now we does not have to check all these, but yeah, we have to enable the domain functionalities. And we are not gonna use enorm. It's promoting enorm because enorm is their official partner, WHMCS. But yeah, it's for ourselves, it is much costlier than the domain reseller we are going to use. So we does not need this option. You can also uncheck this option and click next. Now it is asking us to connect the server. For now I am skipping the step, we will do it later. And also I am skipping this step, and click finish. Now guys, the setup has been passed. Now as I said, we need to do some settings through this system settings. First, let's click on general settings. Here again we need to confirm our admin password of WHMCS. That's the same thing, we have set it up in the wizard, also the same email. And it's good if you add HTTPS. Now guys, one thing I want to told you here, what's the difference between domain and WHMCS system URL? Since we have installed WHMCS in the public underscore HTML, means the root directory of our cPanel, because we are going to use the theme in future, which is mainly one theme, is enough for maintaining the WHMCS as well as the front end design. But some users prefer to choose a simple WordPress or HTML theme for the front end, and they install WHMCS in a separate subdomain or add-on domain. Basically, mostly subdomain. Like I have also installed. If I show you, wait a minute. You can see that's my main domain, hosttrigger.net. Means this is the this domain, hosttrigger.net, and the WHMCS system URL is, if I go to login, you can see my WHMCS URL is billing.hosttrigger.net. So I have also done this setting. It's good for the SEO purposes, but in this video we are learning to build web hosting business, not a proper website or SEO, web development or SEO tutorial. That's why I have installed this in a public underscore HTML, means root directory, so that we can only need to use one theme and we can design that theme and wrap up this course as soon as possible. If you want this type of tutorial, you can also let me know in the comment section or through WhatsApp or through email, anywhere you like. So that's the same address. Also, we have added HTTPS here. Theme we will change later. Rest of the settings I recommend you to don't change and click save changes. Now here in this localization, it's simply asking for our character set, the date format, the default country. We have already set it India in that wizard, and the default language as well. Make sure to enable these settings because it will enable the registration form the phone number country choices. Like if someone, like for your international clients, I am from India, but anyone from any company can register on my website, so that customer must have a different mobile number of that country where he is living. So yeah, it's good if we check the option so that he will get a country code format on that form while entering his mobile number. Now in the ordering we can mention the grace period, like for example, the renewal date of a product has been passed but the client has not made any payment, so we can set up a grace period like don't mark it as suspended or terminated till then the period of this grace period has been also crossed. So we can set the grace period days from here, and order form we will change later once we install the theme. The order form matches with that theme, comes with that theme as well. So once we install theme and order form, we get one more option here, so we will change order form that time. We have not created any terms of service page right now. Once we create, we can enable this thing and we can mention the terms of service URL here so that the customer while registering have an option like I have accepted your terms of service. Just like we see in many websites, like before registering they must ask us to read our terms or privacy policy before accepting and registering yourselves, so that they may aware about our terms of service if anything happened in the future and unfortunately we have to disable their services or accounts, so they must does not have a right to claim that why we have suspended their services because they have simply disobeyed our terms or privacy policies. So it's good option if we check here, and terms of service page we will add later in this course. Rest of the settings, it's good if you go with default. There is nothing much recommended to change here, and click save changes. Domains, we have enabled the domains, that's why we got these options, means this tab, and make sure to check all these options, and that's the name servers we have set it up in the third video. You can see our client gets this name server instead of the domain reseller's name server, so that it won't be easy for him to find out who is the actual provider of the domain. So nothing much to change here. I think the name server it has already picked up, so nothing much. Just make sure uh, all these options are by default checked. If not, then you need to check and save changes. Mail provider, we have not created any mail provider, so let's create and configure the mail provider. For this, let's go to the cPanel. We have not created any email account, so let's go to the email accounts. Click this create button, and the email we were mentioned there was support@hosttrigger.xyz. So yeah, the username is support, and we can also type or generate the password. This password is looking good. Let me save this password somewhere. Rest of the settings, yeah, we can check here, unlimited or 1 GB per email. So I'm going with this 1 GB per email and click create. Now we have created our email. Now click on this configure mail provider. Select SMTP from here. Go with 8-bit encoding and generic, and the hostname should be mail dot your domain. You can see the SMTP settings right from here. If we connect devices, you can see that's your host name. This is the same host name we need to mention there. Enter port number 587 instead of 465, and authentication method password. Username is support. Username is your email basically. hosttrigger.xyz, and password, let me copy the same password from here. Select here TLS and click test configuration. I hope it's all okay. Yeah, the mail provider configuration test succeeded. Now click save. We have configured our mail provider. Here we can mention the email footer credits and some CSS. We will see the mail options later once we need to create the separate email templates, custom email templates for separate products. Then we will see this option in more detail. Right now we are just looking for an overview and some important settings we need to do to make sure our WHMCS system works smoothly. Support department, one department by default created by WHMCS, which is general department. We can add some more support departments. Like you see, mostly in the company structure there are different support departments for different problems. Like accounting related problem, they have a account department, and for technical related problem they have some technical support department. Different departments for different kind of problems they have. So the same way we can create support departments from here, means from the support settings. We will see this also later in this course. Invoices, it has some options to enable PDF and paper size invoices. Like we can also change the font of our invoices. Nothing much to change here except this one thing. Here it is written next paid invoice number is 1. Now this settings is not technically required to change, and it's up to you want to change or not. But if you go with 1 here, and when you received your first order, the customer will see the invoice number which is 1, and the customer will get to know that he himself is your first customer. So it's not looking good according to the company reputation wise. Means the customer will get easily figure out that he is your first customer. So it's good if you enter any random number here. Like I have entered 167, although this is a very short number. Like if a company has around 100 to 200 customers, then it also considered as a new company. So I recommend you to write a number here in thousands, so that so that your customer will get a invoice number from 1670, and it will not let him know that he is your first customer. So that's the thing. Also you can add late fee type, percentage wise or fixed amount. Percentage wise, in my opinion, is always good, because it's dependent upon the service price of your customer. Like if you enter a fixed amount, so it would remain for all the services a fixed amount, but percentage wise is good because some products or services you also need to resell using any company's module or API. So they have a late fee amount in a percentage thing, and the price rapidly changes on on those platforms. So in that way you can also like I am adding 20%, so we does not have to change anytime the amount has changed from that provider side. So I'm going with 20%. You can also here add any option, or you can even disable the late fee by entering 0 here, but I'm going with 20% and click save changes. Now credit option here means if you enable this and enter the minimum and maximum balance amount, that means the customer has an option, if you enable this, that he or she can deposit some credits in their client area so that they does not have to get in touch with you if they have selected the offline payment method. So the amount of their active services has been debited regularly on a time period using their credit balance. So you can also mention the minimum deposit amount like $10 or maximum deposit amount like $100, and maximum balance like how much balance maximum they can maintain in your client area credit balance. So these settings you can do it from here. It's totally dependent upon you how many credits you want to allow, what would be the maximum or minimum deposit, or if enabling or disabling this option, that's up to you. So click save changes. This is also a very important tab in this general settings, which is affiliate section. We will do a separate video on this affiliate and some important like affiliate credits and mail we have seen. The support department we will see later in the separate video. But yeah, this option is very important. If you enable this and set the percentage of your affiliates, so they will basically the your customers would be your promoters as well. Like they will see an option of affiliate in their client area, and they can also see the percentage how much they are earning on promoting that thing. So this would definitely generates a boost in your hosting business if you enable this option with properly planned. So we will do a separate video for this affiliate. It's a feature that requires a separate video. It's an important thing. Now click save changes. Now inside the security tab, we first it's good option if we request user to confirm their email address on sign up or change of email address, and we will enable captcha later, Google invisible captcha. We will do a separate video, and also we can select where we can apply the captcha. If we have an invisible captcha, this is not annoying, we can enable on all the pages. These captchas would be annoying somewhere like client registration or domain checker, but this captcha will protect the website from bots, and also it won't annoy the customer. Auto generate password, yeah, this is good option, make it enable, and the default length is also good. Now here you need to do two settings which I recommend to do, which is important. First, disable session IP check. Click this option. Check this option. And disable CSRF tokens and click save changes. These settings are good to do for the security reasons. It will protect your website from some systems like cookie sniffing or cache problem. It will prevent your website from these things. Now here you can mention your social account names. Also you can connect it with your Facebook pixel and all. But right now we does not have any Facebook page or any social media account. So we are leaving this option. And inside the other tabs, you can see the marketing emails by default check. It will ask user while registering that do you want to receive marketing emails from us. If he check that option, he will receive the offers emails which you upload on your website. Now this settings is up to you. It's dependent upon your theme. The theme we are using in this course we will use later. We does not require this to check this option. But yeah, if your theme has a already a front end, like I have showed in my host trigger example, I have a separate front end. So I want if someone visit my website billing.hosttrigger.net. So instead of this area, wait a minute, instead of this second front end, I want it to land it on a login page directly because I already have a front end. So if we check this option from here, default to client area, and if we save changes, now again if we refresh, so it will landed us to a login page just like I have done it in this website. Because I have a separate front end, I does not require this WHMCS front end, but the theme we are going to use in this course has a good front end of WHMCS, well designed. So we can use that front end as well, and also it will help us to build a website in an easy way. Like I am a website developer, I can develop as many websites, as many pages I can design I want. But I am assuming in this course, the viewers who are watching this course are not professional web developer. They need a web development support from somewhere to design their website. But if they are himself designing their website, they need an easy environment. So I am going to use a theme in this course which is also looking good and which helps you to design your website simply following my footsteps. So that's why I have disabled this option for this website. And after that, we are done with our general settings for now. Now let's see the other important section, which is automation settings. Right now we have not integrated any credit card payment capture, so that's why some informations may be not clear right now. But yeah, you can set once we done, like automation, automatic module functions, billing settings like invoice generation, how much days you want after an active service, that the second invoice, the renewal invoice of that service has been generated. By default it's 14 here. You can set the day limit from here, and also the invoice unpaid reminder, first overdue reminder, and second and third, and late fee amount. Like we have seen the late fee percentage, but after how many days you want to apply the late fee if the renewal has not been done by the client. So you can set the day limit from here. And payment capture we will see once we integrate the Stripe. Like we can enter a number of days here before the due date you want to attempt to capture the payment if the client, the user, has set his product on auto renew using his credit card. Currency option we will also see. If you want to add multiple currencies, make sure to select this product prices option, because it will automatically change the product prices for that currency. Means you're maintaining single currency dollars, but it will also maintain if you have enabled the second currency euro. So it will take care about the daily conversion between the dollar and euro, and it will also update the product prices as well if you have enabled this option, product prices. Domain reminder settings like first renewal notice, second renewal, third renewal, you can set it up from here. And domain syncing option like syncing of TLDs, changing in prices by your domain provider. So you can enable this so that it will run a check daily to your domain provider through API that any changes in price has occurred or not. If yes, then it will also update automatically on this system. Support tickets like how many hours of inactivity after which the ticket has been marked as closed. By default it's 0, and it's good because if we have not replied, we have not resolved that ticket, so we can't close that ticket unanswered. So it's good if you set this option to 0. Rest are the settings we will see once we move to that particular section, like domain related settings we will see once we integrated the domain reseller, and payment capture related settings we will see once we integrate any payment gateway. Right now we does not have anything integrated. We have just installed a fresh WHMCS. That's why we can't see the practical example of some settings. So we will see this later if required in the future. Now here you can manage your clients, you can see your clients, you can add a new client, add a new product or service to that client, and domain registration, cancellation requests, affiliates, orders, you can see pending orders, active orders, and you can also add a new orders from here. Billing, you can see the invoices which is paid, unpaid, overdue. Similarly, billing items, and you can also create, we will see a separate video on support, affiliate, and some other important features we will cover in a separate video of WHMCS. So yeah, this is the support department. We can manage from here, our support department. We can see our reports from here, and utilities. Now mainly system settings was the area which we need to cover in this video, and now we need to do one very important step, which is to establish a connection between our WHM and our WHMCS. So let's first log into our WHM. Now here search API and click this manage API tokens. Now here click this generate token, give it any name, like I am giving host trigger, and make sure to select the API token will not expire. Now scroll down to the bottom and check everything and click save. Now copy this API token in a safe place, because it will not gonna reveal in the future. Once we click on this save, I have saved my token and take an exit from this window. Then if we needed this API token again, it's not gonna reveal. We again need to delete and regenerate. So make sure to save this in a safer place and click yes, I have saved my token. Now here click add new server. In the module, select cPanel, and here you need to mention your server IP, IPv4, which we will copy from here and paste it here. Here we need to mention our username, which is root, and password, the root password, which I'll paste it here. And here we need to mention our API token, which we have recently generated from our WHM panel. We need to provide here. And now we need to click this test connection. Now don't change anything here. The name servers also it has taken. Just for the double check, click this test connection. After that, click save changes. Now it's showing our WHM has been connected, but we need to identify this thing. And for this, we first need to log out from our WHM panel. Now we need to click this login to WHM. If it directly log into WHM without asking for username and password, because we have logged out for WHM, now we are out of that session. If We click this button and we have directly logged into our WHM without entering our username and password. That means our WHMCS has been connected with WHM. So let's see. If I click to log into WHM, check this warning because we have connected through IP and we have not applied SSL on IP. Proceed to unsafe. And you can see we have logged into our WHM without providing our root credentials. So that means our WHM and WHMCS has been connected. This is an important step. If you see any error means if it is asking for root credentials when you click login to WHM, that means your WHM and WHMCS are not connected. You need to troubleshoot, you need to debug this option before proceeding further, because the main motive of using WHM, WHMCS cPanel is the automation. Automation can be only performed once WHM and WHMCS are connected. If it's asking for root credential, that means if user has purchased any plan, we will see how we can create plans in the next video. So if the user has purchased any plan and if we set automatic provisioning after receiving the payments, so it won't provision automatically if it's asking for root credentials while clicking the button here. So that means the automation could not be possible. So this step is important. If you are facing any problem, this step you can ask me through the comment section, because this is important. If it's asking for root credential, don't proceed further without solving this problem. So that's all for this video. In the next video, we will see how we can integrate our domain resellers, our payment gateways, and create and sell our hosting packages. We will see all these things in the upcoming videos. But for now, I think this video is already getting a bit lengthier, but it was important to explain the overview of WHMCS. Some settings were important to do. So I'll see you in the next video. Till then, please take care of yourself and thanks for watching this video.